Hi, ladies. It's Jackie Sabrin here, your love coach. And this is a quick little engaged at any age coaching call because I wanted to talk about the fear of commitment. That is really, really big. And you may not even realize that you have it. So let's just talk about what the fear of commitment is. It's really just a self-protection mechanism, right? It's a tough exterior. It's a mask that you wear to protect yourself so that it hides that sensitive, vulnerable part of you that ultimately you must reveal if you want to receive love in a truly rewarding, deep, intimate way. And so it really requires that you let down the mask and let others see you. But really what happens is fear of commitment is just fear of rejection, right? At the core, we're just afraid that we're going to be rejected. And because deep down, we all really do want to be loved and appreciated and adored, but that takes a risk because we'll have to lower our guard and let someone see us. And it's so powerful, this fear of commitment, and it camouflages itself in so many different ways. So it's so subtle. You may not even realize that you have it, but that fear of commitment is definitely holding you back from doing so many things you want in life. And it also, there's consequences. There's consequences for not learning how to cope with the fear of rejection that you are faced when you're in this dating process. You have to learn to stand in that fire and push through it. There's so much resistance that comes up, so much fear that actually can be physically debilitating, right? It can take you out. And I know it's scary, right? Being vulnerable is really scary, but there's so much relief in finally letting your guard down because the energy of commitment creates a synergy so you can move forward in your life. And that's what you want. You want to learn to move forward in your life. And when you learn to stand in that fire, so to speak, and push yourself through to the other side, you will discover parts of you that you didn't even know existed, the power that you really have. And it's right on the other side of that fear. It's right on the other side of that barrier. Because when you're in fear of commitment and fear of rejection, what happens is it creates a wall around you, a protection, right? But in creating that protection, what you do is you're creating this wall that's actually keeping the love that you want out. It's keeping all the things that can come to you in your life out because you essentially have your hand out and you're saying, stop, don't get too close because what? Because I'm afraid for you to really see who I am. That's what at its core. I've been hurt before and I'm protecting my heart, or I'm afraid that you'll see who I really am and you may not like it, or I may not like it. Right? I may not like who I really am because I haven't really been in touch with who I am because I've been wearing this mask that's keeping everything at a distance. And so how do you deal with your fear of commitment? It's not an easy journey. It's not something that changes overnight. And you have to have a certain amount of support, okay? Because you can get close to letting go, but you have to completely surrender. And when you do completely surrender, you will discover just how amazing you really are. And when you do that, you become more authentic. And when you become more authentic and accept yourself, then others do as well. Men will see you differently when you come into that authenticity, because you just have to trust yourself that who you are is enough. You're enough. And so it comes down to, again, another piece is self-trust, right? So what do we have to do to trust ourselves? First of all, you have to stop lying to yourself. That's a big one. Rationalize. You have to look at what you're telling yourself versus what is really going on a deeper level. What is really going on a deeper level? And this stems from not learning to trust yourself because you're too afraid to examine deep within to see what's going on. So you're caught in your own vicious cycle of not trusting yourself, not wanting to look deep within to examine what's really going on. So you rationalize everything. You say, oh, I don't really want to do that. I don't really need to do this. I'm not really interested in that. I probably don't need a man. I don't really need a commitment. I don't really want to admit that I want to get married. I'll just say I want a committed relationship. That's good enough. But really down in your heart of hearts, maybe you do want to be married. but you're just too afraid to admit it, because then you'll have to walk through that fire and reveal who you really are. And so you're just caught up in this whole mind game. It's all in your mind. Your mind's just made up all these protective walls to keep you safe, but it's keeping the love and the life that you deserve. And let me tell you what, the consequences stack up like dominoes. They affect and permeate through your whole life. You have to really address these fears because they're not real. I know you've heard the statement, false evidence appearing real. That's exactly what it is. And it also comes from approval issues, right? Needing approval from external sources. When you look outside of yourself to gain approval, you are basically depending on others for your happiness. And you're disempowering yourself in that process. And so it is so important to understand that fear of commitment is very subtle, and it's showing up in a lot of areas of your life. Just look at the resistance you have to committing to doing something that you know that you need to do to help you get to the other side. But there's something that's holding you back, and you might be using excuses like, I don't have enough money. But guess what? It is never ever about money. Okay, that's just another excuse, because when you want something, you'll find a way. It's about the value, seeing the value in something. You have to see the value in investing in yourself, in working on yourself, and growing yourself. Because when you see that value and when you invest in yourself and you grow yourself, you have the potential to hold more, have more, be more, and do more with your life. And when you do that, the kind of men, the quality men that you will attract will be directly proportionate for how much you invest in yourself, how much you grow, how much you trust yourself, and how capable you are of walking through the fears that you're facing right now. So the irony is in all of this is the most critical person is always you. You're the most critical person of everything that's going on in your life. Nobody else is criticizing you as much as your mind is criticizing you. So you have to realize that overcoming the fear of commitment is really a mindset. You need support. You need to stop rationalize why that you don't need to do something. And you need to look at the consequences. Those consequences are maybe painful to look at, what it's costing you to not do what you need to do. But if you don't look at those consequences, you'll continue to create more of the same. And there's a benefit to looking at the consequences, because the pain can be a motivator, right? If you don't want to experience pain, you can learn through love. You don't have to learn your lessons through pain. You can learn them through love. And the way you do that is to get out of resistance, surrender to the process of walking through your fire. Get the support you need. Join my VIP group right now. Private message me at let me know that you'd like to join. I will add you to private secret Facebook group where I'm offering you support, me and my team of love coaches around the clock, so that you can get dating support, relationship support, spiritual support. Okay, that's what we're offering here. And also I'm hosting another webinar tomorrow, the Man Plan. I'm going to explain the 3 frequencies you could be sending out that are sabotaging your efforts in dating and relationships and in love. So make sure you jump on that webinar. I'll post the link after the call so that you can sign up for it. It's a free webinar. It's an hour. It's tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. It's a live training call. It's a beautiful slide presentation. I like to do the visuals so that you can really identify and understand visually what the things that you're doing, and the 3 keys that I'm going to give you that will change the outcome of your experiences that you're having. Okay, so I'm excited to share that with you. Private message me if you'd like to join the group and get more support on a consistent basis. You can walk through the fear. Okay, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and just know that I'm always sending you lots and lots of love. Bye-bye.